Have you ever walked into a room and just sensed something was wrong? That subtle chill in the air, the way your instincts seem to whisper that something is out of place. It's a feeling that's hard to describe, but impossible to ignore. Now imagine that room is a crime scene. The air is thick with tension and every detail suddenly matters. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the familiar turns foreign. Everything is still, quiet. But if you know how to look, the room is screaming. The silence is deceptive. Beneath it, 1,000 stories are waiting to be uncovered. Every object, every mark, every detail is part of a story waiting to be told. A knocked-over chair, a shattered glass, a single drop of blood. Each is a clue, a fragment of a much larger puzzle. This is where the real work begins, long after the sirens fade. The chaos of the emergency gives way to a methodical search for answers. The first moments at a crime scene are crucial. Every second counts because the scene is fragile. Evidence can be lost, memories can fade, and the truth can slip away. The police secure the area, then forensic teams step in to unravel the mystery. They move with purpose, knowing that their actions could make or break the case. They aren't looking for a suspect yet. They're searching for the narrative. What happened here? In what order? Who was where? The answers are hidden in the smallest of details. These questions are the foundation of the investigation. Without them, the search for justice would be aimless, like trying to solve a puzzle without knowing what the picture is supposed to be. Forensics brings order to chaos, turning speculation into evidence. It's a discipline that demands patience, precision, and a relentless pursuit of the truth. Think of it as being a historian of the immediate past, except the documents are bloodstains, bullet casings, and footprints. Each one is a silent witness waiting to be interpreted. Each piece of evidence is a word in a sentence. The job is to arrange those words so the story makes sense. The narrative must be clear, logical, and supported by facts. The stakes are high, get it wrong, and justice fails. Lives can be changed forever by a single mistake or a missed clue. So how do they do it? It's not magic or guesswork. It's a process built on years of training, experience, and scientific rigor. It's science, methodical, painstaking, and precise. Understanding how blood behaves, how bullets travel, how the laws of physics and biology interact at the scene, how shoes leave their mark. This is the world of crime scene reconstruction. Every trace left behind is a potential lead, a thread to be followed. It's about giving a voice to silent victims and scenes. The work is painstaking, but it's also deeply human, driven by empathy and a desire for justice. Finding the truth, one piece of evidence at a time. Each discovery brings investigators closer to understanding what really happened and making sure that truth is heard. In the end, the silent story of a crime scene becomes a voice for justice, echoing far beyond the walls where it all began. So, what exactly is crime scene reconstruction? It's a fascinating process that sits at the heart of forensic science, blending logic, observation, and scientific principles to unravel the mysteries left behind at a crime scene. Crime scene reconstruction is the scientific method of figuring out the sequence of events during a crime. It's about piecing together the puzzle, using every available clue to understand what really happened. Investigators rely on physical evidence, the layout of the scene, and statements from witnesses to build a detailed timeline. Each piece of evidence, no matter how small, can be crucial in revealing the truth. They want to know who was involved, how they moved through the scene, and the exact order in which actions took place. This helps them reconstruct the flow of events with as much accuracy as possible. It's a bit like directing a play after the actors have left. Only the props and stage remain, and it's up to the investigators to figure out the story from what's left behind. Importantly, reconstruction isn't about pointing fingers or naming a suspect. It's about understanding the events themselves, step by step. Was the victim standing or sitting? Did the struggle happen in one spot, or did it move through the room? Was the window broken from the inside or outside? These questions help clarify the sequence and nature of the crime. Details like these shape the entire investigation, guiding detectives toward the most likely scenario. If the physical evidence contradicts a witness's story, investigators know something's off and need to dig deeper. The reconstruction process guides detectives, helping them focus their search, ask the right questions, and avoid wasting time on dead ends. It provides a logical structure for the investigation, preventing wild goose chases and ensuring that every lead is tested against the facts. Ultimately, it's about creating a testable hypothesis. We believe this is what happened, which can be supported or challenged as new evidence emerges. As new evidence comes in, the theory is tested, refined, and sometimes completely rewritten, making reconstruction a dynamic and ongoing process. In the end, Crime scene reconstruction is the bridge between silent evidence and the compelling story told in court, helping justice find its way. Blood is often the most revealing evidence at a violent crime scene, but it's not just about DNA. Blood tells a story that goes far beyond genetic identification. It's a silent witness, leaving behind patterns that can unlock the secrets of what truly happened. The shapes, sizes, and locations of bloodstains tell their own story. This is Bloodstain Pattern Analysis, or BPA. Each stain is a clue, a piece of a puzzle that, when assembled, can reveal the sequence of events during a crime. Experts read bloodstains like a language, revealing the force, direction, and even the weapon used. They can determine whether a wound was inflicted while the victim was moving or still, and whether the attacker was close or far away. A drop falling straight down forms a circle. A moving drop elongates, showing direction. The angle and shape of each stain can indicate how fast the blood was moving and from what height it fell. Spatter stains, created by force, vary by the type of violence. The energy behind the event leaves its mark in the blood's distribution. Gunshots create fine mist, beatings create larger drops. Stabbing, for example, often produces medium-velocity spatter, while arterial spurts form distinctive arching patterns. By analyzing these patterns, experts reconstruct the violence of the attack. They can estimate the number of blows, the type of weapon, and even the sequence in which injuries occurred. They determine the area of convergence, where the blood originated, and using trigonometry, estimate the victim's position. This scientific approach transforms random stains into a map of the crime. This reveals if the victim was standing, kneeling, or lying down. It can even show if the victim tried to escape or was incapacitated. Bloodstain patterns can show the number of blows, movement of victim and attacker, and if a body was moved. Trails and smears can indicate attempts to flee or drag marks left behind. Voids, clean spots and blood patterns, suggest something or someone was moved after the event. These gaps can reveal the presence of objects or people that blocked the blood at the time of the incident. BPA transforms chaos into a sequence of actions. It helps investigators piece together the timeline, reconstructing the crime second by second. It gives a powerful voice to the victim. Even when no words are spoken, the bloodstains speak volumes about the struggle, the violence, and the final moments. The story is in the stains. Every drop, every smear, every spatter is a chapter in the narrative of the crime. And science is the translator. Through careful analysis, forensic experts turn bloodstains into evidence, and evidence into justice. When a gun is fired, it leaves more than a casing. The bullet carves a path through the scene. Bullet trajectory analysis traces that path back to its origin, revealing where the shooter stood and the angle of the shot. Investigators start with bullet holes, examining their shape to calculate the angle of impact. Using trajectory rods or lasers, they reconstruct the bullet's path. Multiple bullet holes allow them to pinpoint the shooter's location, standing, crouching, or outside a window. This information tests witness and suspect stories. If a suspect claims a warning shot, but the trajectory shows a direct shot, the story unravels. Trajectory analysis can also support or refute claims of self-defense. Downward paths might indicate the shooter stood over someone on the ground. It's geometric truth, cutting through conflicting accounts. The facts are in the angles, and the evidence doesn't lie. We leave traces everywhere. One of the most common is our shoe print. At a crime scene, a footprint can be as valuable as a fingerprint. Footwear impression analysis links suspects to scenes and reconstructs events. Prints can be visible or hidden, revealed with special techniques. Once found, impressions are photographed and sometimes cast for detail. Analysis starts with class characteristics: brand, model, and size. Databases help identify the type of shoe, narrowing the search. The real power is in individual characteristics, unique wear, nicks, and embedded debris. If a suspect's shoe matches both class and individual features, it's strong evidence. A shoe's unique signature can place someone at the scene. Sometimes a single print tells the whole story. After evidence is analyzed and the crime reconstructed, the next battleground is the courtroom. Forensic scientists become teachers, presenting complex findings to judges and juries. As expert witnesses, they explain the science, not guilt or innocence. To qualify, they must prove specialized knowledge and experience. Their duty is to the court and the truth, not to either side. They explain their methods, findings, and conclusions clearly. Cross-examination tests their analysis and credibility. The expert must remain calm, professional, and unbiased. Their clear, confident testimony helps the jury make informed decisions. Impartiality is crucial for any expert witness. Their job is to help the court understand evidence, not to advocate for one side. They must present findings objectively, including any limitations. The language they use matters, consistent with, not proves. Forensic experts avoid absolutes unless the science allows it. They explain what the science can and cannot say. If seen as biased, their testimony can be discredited. Training includes not just science but courtroom skills. They stick to their expertise, answer only what's asked, and stay balanced. Their role, a reliable guide for the jury. Science, not emotion, leads the way. Before scientific evidence reaches a jury, a judge must decide if it's reliable. In the US, 2 standards guide this: Frye and Daubert. Frye requires general acceptance in the scientific community. Daubert gives judges more flexibility, considering testing, peer review, error rates, and acceptance. Daubert is now the federal standard, pushing forensic science to be more rigorous. Some techniques, like bite mark analysis, have been largely excluded for failing these tests. These standards keep junk science out of court. Only sound, credible science is allowed before a jury. The gatekeeper is the judge, and the bar is high. In India, expert evidence is governed by the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. Section 45 allows expert opinions in science, law, art, and identification. The expert's role is advisory, not binding. The judge weighs their opinion with other evidence. Indian courts require expert evidence to be corroborated by facts and circumstances. The judge examines credentials, reasoning, and logic. Expert testimony is a piece of the puzzle, not the whole picture. The universal goal: use science to get closer to the truth. Crime scene reconstruction gives a voice to the evidence, building a testable narrative. Forensic science bridges the gap from crime scene to courtroom. Justice is built on facts, and the truth finally has its day.